Center for Disease Control has predicted that if we don't change how things are going, 1/3 of all of children today will develop diabetes within their lifetime.
This is a tsunami coming together. So that's why we have to do something very bold.
You have sugary drinks that are so available, so cheap. Over $1 million a day is spent marketing to kids.
You see kids drinking sodas all the time as if it's water, and then growing to learn about the impacts of that on their health, and also not being aware of long-term impacts of soda consumption on a regular basis.
I mean, so what? It's Berkeley. Like, these issues aren't affecting every community in the US and frankly around the planet.
Where we can win is if we get neighbors talking to neighbors, if we can get people taking time out of their lives to communicate why this is important to neighbors, then we have the potential of winning.
Coke in the King has more for you. Coke in the King's your best buy, too.
You know, it used to be that diabetes was an old people's disease. But if you're 14 and pre-diabetic and 20 and got full-on type 2 diabetes and you're doing insulin replacement for the next 40 years of your life and going to the hospital and having diabetic comas and having lower leg amputations, I mean, what is the cost of that to society?
And we know that there is a saturation of marketing around sugary drinks, and that in fact is even higher in African American Latino communities and lower income communities.
The Latinos that worked on this campaign feel more empowered. They came together for something that they knew was the right thing to do. Once I learned that 1 in 2 Latino children will get diabetes in their lifetime, I thought about my nephew, who at the time was, I think, 3, and I thought he could be one of them.
This is how much sugar is in 1 can of Coca-Cola. Which one of you would take this and dump this down your throat right now?
There is something that our children are being, and we as families are being assaulted with daily, and that is sugar-sweetened beverages.
We are charging the people who distribute the soda, not the retailer, not the manufacturer, the people who put it in their trucks and bring it to Berkeley to that corner store. So it's not the store owners that are being charged the tax, it's the distributors.
Children's health, not big soda wealth. Children's health, not big soda wealth. Children's health, not big soda wealth. Children's health.
I think that this measure provides a very actionable way to reduce sugary drink distribution and consumption through the proposed tax.
The reality is that this cent is going into the general fund and is not earmarked to do anything except to hurt business.
An additional 20 cents per 20 ounce is quite a significant amount to put right in the front face of the customer.
It's a tremendous step against opposition that has notches on its guns, but they're not going to notch one more in Berkeley.
Councilmember Mayo.
Yes.
Councilmember Moore.
Yes.
Anderson.
Yes.
Passes unanimously. There's going to be a lot of lies. They're going to be sending people door to door with distortions and misinformation, and it's going to be tough. So we all need to work. We all need to work. This is the beginning. This is not the end.
Take a closer look at Measure D, the Berkeley beverage tax, and you start to notice something strange. Holes. Lots of holes.
Major funding provided by the American Beverage Association California PAC.
People are coming from outside of our community and spending unlimited amounts of money to tell you that this is against your interest. How egregious is that? How offensive is that? That they think that they can buy your vote.
You know, this is a public space, and it shouldn't be for sale like this to big corporations to try and change people's minds or confuse them or manipulate them. It's outrageous.
Yes on these, save your land. Yes on these, no, yes on these.
The people that they hired were people of color. They were probably making 15, 20 bucks an hour just to put up posters and wear that shirt. I'm sure they needed the money, but it falls into their tactics. It's who they advertise to. It's who they sell these products to. It's why the health disparities are the way they are. So that infuriates you. It makes you want to work harder. It makes you want to go out and knock on an extra door.
The key thing initially was to get everybody to believe that we could win, and that to win we had to work together. And the things we had to do was to build this grassroots army. And if we could do that, we could counter the millions of dollars that the industry would spend against us.
How you guys doing? I'm with the Yes on Measure D campaign. Soda tax here in Berkeley. Have you heard about it? Yeah, definitely.
If we do nothing, I guarantee less than half of these people will vote. The only way many of them will vote is human contact.
Hey there, I'm with the Yes on D campaign.
When you have hundreds, if not thousands of people going door to door, it had a power beyond what you can do in mail or media or anything else.
And today I'm volunteering with the Yes on Measure D campaign, the soda tax on the ballot.
Okay, I'm planning on voting yes on Measure D.
Awesome.
Working in my favor was the fact that I was canvassing in my own neighborhood, so that stood out to me as this familiarity, and that definitely stood out as soon as I hit the kind of ground running. That I'm actually talking with people that I already have an investment with outside of this issue.
Great, thank you so much for your support. You have a great night.
Once Berkeley makes this happen, more communities will see it, more Latinos will be more educated. They'll see there's something going on here.
I'm a volunteer with the Yes on D campaign in favor of the soda tax. Are you familiar with the soda tax here in Berkeley?
Lack of money was a huge problem. All the people that hadn't been paid, all the legal fees that we had pushed aside.
We ran out of lawn signs. They were very popular. We had 1,000 lawn signs out, and we had 1,000 more requests.
People would come from the street and they'd see us, and then they'd come in and give us their change. Here, I don't have much, but here's 20 bucks, or here's 50 cents or something, you know?
We know why Big Soda has been pouring so much money into Berkeley and into communities all across this country. And it's not just their advertising and marketing, it is politics. They are scared to death that there are going to be some communities who stand up to them and say, no, we want to protect our kids. We don't want those soft drinks to create the public health menace that we now have in this country.
We knew it was going to be tough, but at the end, we knew it was going to be okay because people started stepping up.
I'm up at night, and it's about 3 o'clock in the morning, and I get an email and said, we're thinking of helping.
I just wanted to call and confirm that you know where your polling place is.
We did not stop phoning until 8 o'clock that night.
Hi, this is just for
I'm a volunteer with the Yes on Measure D. Hi there, may I please speak to Yashin?
During the campaign, I had the feeling that we were gonna win.
With 8 precincts reporting, I can say that the yes percentage, 73%.
Can you believe it?
Y'all are the ones that did it. We built an incredible coalition here in Berkeley.
Yeah.
Upon the steps of many others already already existing relationships, and that was what was so beautiful.
This is still a government of, by, and for the people.
California becoming the first city to pass a soda tax. Heads up on this one, folks. More than 3/4 of voters saying yes, they really do want to have a 1 penny tax per ounce on sugary drinks. Charge us more because it's good for us. Those in favor say that it will curb people from drinking soda, sweetened tea, energy drinks, all evil and bad, folks. I don't know about that.
This campaign, Berkeley versus Big Soda, was the first sugary drink tax to pass in the United States. There have been 30-some other attempts. There are people who say, well, that's Berkeley and no one else can do it. And I say that's absolutely wrong. Everyone else can do it.
You know, once Goliath has been beaten, others think, well, maybe we can too, and that's the important part of it.
Our work may encourage other communities of color throughout California, throughout the nation, to do similar efforts.
Lettuce, dinosaur krill, and
I know I did graduate from school with a particular disdain for the political process. For me, it was seeing how empowered they were. For people at such a young age to actually have their voice heard, I was just thinking, wow, we've really done something huge here, and this doesn't stop tonight.